blah. Y'all already know what it is. Your boy Yaakov, what it do? The outlet to reality, the holdest podcast in Vegas and Chicago. What up? This is the place where you want to hide from your drama or maybe hide from your baby mama. Just kidding. But anyways, fans, thank you for staying tuned. Don't forget to like, share, comment, and subscribe. Ching! And today we have a very special guest, one of the best directors in Vegas. Give it up for Angel. What's up, brother?
What's up, bro? Thank you, man. Appreciate it. Appreciate the invite.
Of course, brother. I know it was hard to book, man. I had to call a couple studios to get a hold of you. I'm like, yeah, can you get them going? They're like, yeah. They're like, can you pay the bill? You know what I'm saying? There was a lot, but I'm happy I got you, brother. So it's honor and for people that don't know, I actually met Angel through Yuvia, one of the main actresses in your big film. And I was so happy to be a part of. And it was so cool because, this was my first time in a film production in Vegas. I've done a lot in Chicago, but never Vegas. So it was just so cool to see your whole crew and the lighting and everything, and you like going action cut. All right, let's do it again. Let's take a break. All right, I want to see you live. I need you to cry more. You know what I'm saying? And so, brother, what you please, if you could share your experience in this film, and the name and everything, if you could spill the beans, the process.
Yeah. So the film that you were part of.
Yeah.
Or yeah. Okay. Yeah. So the short film that you were part of was called Behind Closed Doors. So basically, it's part of this anthology that I'm working on. It's like the anthology's name is 14 Days, and it's just basically like it's like gonna be like 5 or 6 stories, and each little short film has to deal with like something that happened during quarantine. So they're all like kind of set in 2020, right when the pandemic hit and people were starting to like quarantine. And each short just kind of deal with like different, like struggles that characters may have gone through when the lockdown happened. And the particular one that you were part of is called Behind Closed Doors. And that one is it's about a woman who's kind of stuck at home with her abusive husband, and she's trying to figure out a way to, kind of, I guess, escape or just like, be able to survive that situation. Because, she knew that if she's going to be quarantined with this man, that she's probably not going to, she's going to be like abused constantly, and she's probably not going to survive. So the short kind of happens within like a short period of time. So we kind of see her background and like how their relationship became abusive. And then we kind of see her like how she was able to like make her way out of that. And then the scene that you were part of was like right at the very end. And it was kind of like it was like a meeting, right? Like a support group scene that you were part of, where she's in a support group kind of telling her story. Yeah. And it was a little intense. Like, for being your first scene here in Vegas, yeah, it was intense for sure, a lot of emotions, and but it was really good. And I was like, yeah, just appreciative for everyone that showed up,
Yeah, man, much love, brother. And I gotta say, you did a great job coordinating everything. And I love my line. For those who, I don't know if it came out yet, brother, but I think my 3 lines, I'm a survivor, that was deep, man. I never forgot it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, for sure. No, yeah, it's not out yet, so it's still a process. There's 3, so it's gonna be like 5 or 6. I still don't know how many it's gonna be total, but like 2 of them are pretty much like finished, and then we're gonna like send them to festivals first, and then we're gonna release the whole thing as like a feature film where we can see all the short films put together. And so it's still in production. So the film that I shot with you, it is edited, and right now we're just kind of working on music. Yuvi is actually going to be part of the music. She's going to create like a song for the film. So that's kind of like in post production right now.
Wow, that's so cool, because I had Uvia in my podcast a couple months ago, and now that I have you, the director, I think it's cool. And I gotta be honest, when I first met you, um, and I mentioned this once a while back on my podcast episodes, where I came to you, I pulled you to the side, and I asked you, you don't mind if I wear my kippah, my yarmulke, and because I was like, you said you wanted to bring more diversity into this scene, and I said, how would you like to make history to be one of the first directors ever to have a Latino, Mexican, Guatemalan Jew to be in your movie, and you're like, yeah, man, let's make it happen. I said, all right, let's do it. I'm down, and it was so cool, man. I got so much love, brother. You don't understand because I've done a lot in the industry, right? I had a big play here with Uvia Vegas, and your boy was the main character of the play. So it was so cool to not only be a part of a play, but in your movie and changing history because honestly, in the media, you don't really hear about a Latino Jew. It's like really unheard of. So like to break that stereotype and to show the world that anybody could be Jewish. You don't have to be it's not a particular race. It's a diversity. So I thought it was really cool, brother. I think you different, man. It's like that song said, yeah, I'm different. Yeah, I'm different. Pull up in the but yeah, man, I'm really happy. And please, Angel, tell me a little bit about where did you if you were born and raised in Vegas, and if not, where was it? What neighborhood, and what got you wanting to do a film? Is it somebody, your family member that told you, or you just thought about it since you were little?
So no, I'm not. I wasn't born here. But I was raised here pretty much like teenage years to like my adult years. So it's pretty much like Vegas is pretty much my home. I'm actually Guatemalan, full Guatemalan. Yeah.
My boy's back.
Yeah, I was born in Guatemala, and then we moved to LA when I was a kid, and then to Vegas when I was like a teen. So Vegas has pretty much been my home. So and with film, like it's actually something that like I always loved movies and just film in general, and it wasn't something that I thought I could do till like later, till after college when I was like working on these like small productions, just like production assistant stuff, and like just working. I was working at like a small studio here in town, and I was like, oh well, I think this is something I could do. Like, if I could just get a camera and if you have the stories that you want to tell, then I think like anyone can do it. Um, and I just like slowly starting like meeting people in the community and starting to see like kind of teaching myself like how to script write and how to like, I mean, I knew how to do cameras and I knew how to edit video because that's what I went to school for digital media, so I knew how to do some of that. But like film in general, it was something that I had to like kind of just YouTube, man, and kind of learn stuff on my own, especially like the writing part. And then the stories just kind of came from things that I wanted to, talk about. And then like, the pandemic was a big thing. So 14 days was something that I came up with like right after the pandemic happened. Like I had a short film like set up to shoot, and then I had to cancel it because like everything got like locked down. And when you were locked down, like you just have like thoughts and ideas come in. So that's where this one came from. But I think like as long as you have stories to tell and you want to tell them, like anyone can do it. And there's a big community here in town, which is like, that was the cool thing. Like I was starting to like meet more people in town. So
Wow. No, that's really cool, brother. I think it's amazing. It's very inspirational. And I'm so happy you said you go on mall. I was like, damn, brother, that's my
yeah,
people. They we back.
yeah. I
Oh
don't
man.
know. I don't know there was Jews, but now I know. You know what I mean? So
Yeah, brother.
yeah,
We ancient,
that's like,
bro.
I think you're the first one I met.
Oh snap, brother. It's an honor. It's really cool. Speaking of Guatemala, so little history, right? So Guatemala has a very big Jewish population, believe it or not, in the capital. And you know, of course, Guatemala City or Guatemala. That's how we say it. There's a big community. Even the design of the synagogues are the same in the way how it was in Germany, the same design architect. So it's a beautiful thing. We're just it's very hidden. We just don't say a lot of tell a lot of people. And a little history, you know, not to get too political, but um, you know, from back in 1492, when the Spanish Inquisition happened, basically Queen Elizabeth, she basically told people, if you don't convert, you will get killed or you could be exiled. And so many Jews flee and they went to the New World, right? Dominican Republic, um, they went all over. And what happened is there's a guy named Luis de Torres who was a translator for Christopher Columbus, and he actually snuck Jewish people in his boats. And when he told Christopher Columbus, he's like, "Hey, can you translate what they're saying?" You know, the indigenous people. He's like, "I don't know what they're saying. I speak 7 languages, but I don't know what they're saying." And so he would sneak them in the boats, and they just spread out. So, like in Argentina, Mexico, Guatemala, those were like the big ones. A lot of, and Puerto Rico, the big ones, and there's many more in other places that Jewish people went in. They kind of like assimilated, and then they kind of like stick together. And there's a term for it. It's called anusim, which means that in Hebrew that you basically, your ancestors were they were forced to be Catholic, because you remember the time the Spaniards came in to take over. So they forced conversions on all the Aztecs, the Mayans, the Incas, and they became Catholic, but they wasn't by choice, it was by force. So Anusi means like your ancestors were forced to be something that they did not sign up for, or have the opportunity to, you know, say, I want to join.
Mhm.
And that's why we know what we know today. That's why it's been passed on. So Anusim basically means you return to your original roots. That's what it means. So it's a cool term, man. It's really cool. It's a lot of, like, you know, we're big in aguacate. You know, we eat that all the time, bro. You already know. You see? So it's cool, man. Like I just love the history. You know, it's there's a lot of stuff about it, and that's why I try to use this platform and like other places, you know, to show you know, Jewish people with diversity. So it's a cool thing, brother. See, I show, you know, I show a little history. I know a
Yeah,
little
man.
bit.
Learning a lot, bro.
It's cool stuff, brother. And yeah, man. So I'm really happy to hear that, brother. Now I gotta ask you, from your top 3 Guatemalan food, what is your top? Like, can you also, do you know what, I know you my brother, so you have to know what's a mixta, right?
A mixta?
Yeah.
Remind me.
So it's that tortilla, and you
With
have,
the hot dog?
yeah,
Uh,
mayo and aguacate,
yeah. Yeah, yeah.
and you got ketchup, katsu.
Hmm.
You see
Yeah.
that? Oh man,
That's like the street food, huh?
yeah,
Yeah. No, yeah. My top 3 Guatemala foods.
yeah.
Um, like whatever my mom makes, bro. So nah, tamales for sure. Like during the holiday, like we only, like our tradition is we just do it for the holidays. So tamales like in Christmas time. And then I like pepian. That's like one of my favorites.
Ooh,
And the rellenitos, like the plátano with the filling in it.
ooh, it's
Yeah.
amazing. Damn, brother, you hit me with those 3. Yeah, I'm
Yeah, man.
already, my legs shaking. You see my legs shaking. Oh man,
Yeah, man.
that's great. What about pollo de crema?
Yeah. Yeah. My mom makes it. Well, she used to make it all the time, but yeah, it's good.
Oh, it's so good, brother. I gotta say, man, I think Guatemalans tamales, are better than Mexican tamales. I'm sorry to break the news.
For sure.
We
Yeah.
make it bigger and we
Mhm.
have more meat, and it's just so good. Like I can eat 3 or 4. I can't even move from my bed. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? With
Yeah, man. We eat it all Christmas and like New Year's. Like we have tamales for like 2 weeks, pretty much. That's why we don't have it for the rest of the year, because it's like we only have it for that time.
wow, brother. No, that's crazy, man. And have you visited Guatemala a few times?
I've been like a few times back. Yeah, I haven't been in like a long time though. Yeah, like I was like 15, I think, the last time I went. So,
Damn, it's a long time,
yeah,
brother.
yeah, like 15 years ago, man.
Damn.
Yeah, yeah.
You left us hanging, man. You know, we've been waiting. You know what
I,
I'm saying?
I haven't visited, so I don't know. Soon though, hopefully.
Okay, okay. Yeah, man, because look, I gotta be honest, the tamales de Mexico, don't get me wrong, they're delicious, but they're so tiny. They're so small and skinny. Like I gotta have like 13 of those to be really full. You know what I'm saying? You
Yeah,
know, and I'm half Mexican, so I have understand my brothers. They love it. I love it too, you know. But
yeah.
brother, Guatemala, like man, if you go back, fam, you gotta let me know because I'm actually planning maybe like to go back to Guatemala, probably like next year. I feel like I got to see my cousins, and I was like, man, I gotta book a trip, man. I ain't gonna lie. Maybe I can find a good woman, and I marry her and I bring her back here. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I feel you.
Oh man, brother. No, but I'm really happy. And Angel, I gotta ask you, brother. So who are your favorite directors that you look up to in the film industry, and why? What makes them stand out?
For sure. Yeah. Well, I think like my favorite one is Tarantino, and that was just because like I think his movies were like some of the first movies that I watched that I was I guess like blown away. Like like it was just something that I've never seen before, and I saw him like as a kid, and I didn't really understand him as a kid. Like Pulp Fiction, I saw it when I was like super young, and I just knew I liked it, but I didn't really understand it, you know. And then as I got older, like you kind of get it, and yeah, just I guess like just the style of like because he created something new with his whole like pop culture and his dialogue. So he's one of them for sure. He's like probably like my top. Guillermo del Toro, like you know, he broke a lot of barriers, and like his horror style is like so like unique. So I really like him. And then top three, I don't know, man. There's a lot. I would say maybe like um probably like Christopher Nolan. I think top three, yeah. And Christopher Nolan just because again like his writing too, like and he makes some crazy movies, man. Like they just like mind fuck movies. So
Wow, brother. And yeah, it's amazing you mentioned a Latino director. I think he is one of the most interesting people, and to actually make it in the industry, I think that's really unknown. Like it's very rare, you know what I'm saying? So I think it's good, brother, and we have you, man. You know, I can't wait. You know what I'm saying? I can't wait. The Oscars come in. They're like, hey, tenemos someone very important. You know.
yeah, man. Hopefully, yeah, that's a dream, bro. Yeah, no, Guillermo del Toro, he's like super smart too. That guy is like really fucking smart. If you hear him like in his interviews, he just knows a lot. Yeah, like yeah, he just knows everything about film, and I think it was because he was so popular in Mexico. That's how like he made it over here and all that. But yeah, he's super smart, man.
Wow, man, that's crazy. See, like for me, one of my top favorite directors of all time has to be Spike Lee. I like Do the Right Thing, one of my favorite top movies, just because it shows how, you know, it's like, I always say history always repeats itself all the time. And when it show like the looting, the the racism that goes on in America, and you know how how it's like to live in a segregated community or state. because I'm from Chicago, it's very segregated. So I could relate a lot to that movie, and it's like he was showing like different angles, how people see their life, their situation. And it's so rare to see that. I think it's so powerful because, looking forward when after the pandemic, when we did have looting too in America, that was wild. And it was like every state had looting and people protesting, people breaking into stores. And it was just crazy because, you know, Spike Lee showed it like back in the days, right? And how today, right, it happened again, but not just one place. It was like everywhere. And it's interesting because I always say when people protest, sometimes it's a cry for help, or sometimes it's just like they just want to get an attention, or let their cause be heard, So there's so many different angles, but I'm that's one of my top, like no lie, one of my top films. And yeah, it's crazy, man. The things you can learn from film, it's interesting because depending on how you edit it, even the person that edits the video can give a different interpretation than what the director put together. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it's like there's like three different, like, I guess there's three different like steps of like writing. Like you actually sit down and write the script, and then when you're shooting, you're shooting it off the script, but there's always things that are going to change. So you're like rewriting it again when you're shooting, and then when you're editing, that's like your third time that you're writing again, because you can retell the story like depending on the way that you edit it. So it's like three different ways, like three different times that you're changing the story, like if you wanted to, and that's usually how it happens, because like you're shooting something, and like you had like something in your head planned, and then something can go wrong. So then you gotta like, you gotta change up the script a little bit, or you gotta change this line, or the way you imagine it is never gonna be the same, because like, things happen, and it could be good or bad. You know what I mean? It can go both ways. And then editing, like you said, yeah, it's like, you know, the director can have one thing in mind, and then like once the editor puts it together, it might be completely different.
Yeah, yeah. It's an art. They say that, I went to school too for my degree was communication, media, and theater. So I did learn about film editing. And one thing my professor said is if you don't practice your craft after college, you lose the craft. So you have to just keep it up. And that's what I try to do. I look at it, film for me, I try to make a legacy. How can I change my generation and my kids when they look at this? And a lot of people, they try to do like actors, right? They try to be in the next movie, in the next whatever. But I'm like, you have to find a way to make you stand out from that, because you can always be an extra, be part of a film, like I said, an actor, but you have to stand out. There's got to be a way. And I always trying to find loops. Like I did a TV show back in 2011. It was the first YouTube sitcom in Chicago. We're the first ones to ever even to have a whole cast and to work together for 8 years straight, and to have an episode, have a script, use the same crew. And it was a cool project because while people were making friends through fraternities, sororities, I was like, I don't need that. I got my own crew, and these people are like family. And so, like, having that journey to have that group, it was just amazing. And now when people look at YouTube, you know 54 videos, like I said, 8 years altogether, it shows like I left a path. That, you see what I'm saying? Like I'm
Mhm.
leaving like a signature. This is how I leave a legacy. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, no, I understand that for sure.
But yeah, man. So I'm really happy. And brother, what other projects that you have coming up?
Man, right now I just been focusing on this project, the 14 Days Anthology. Just a lot of post-production stuff. And I think the next one that we're gonna shoot soon. Well, so like each short film kind of has a different director. I shot two films myself, and then each other like short film has a different director that I'm like collaborating with. So I think the next director is getting ready for us to shoot his film. Um, but yeah, that's kind of like my focus right now. I've shot a few music videos here in like the last like a couple months. So I do like other stuff on the side where I'm like filming, you know, constantly. But like another project after this one is I'm gonna figure that out. I had like this short film called Feliz Navidad, which was gonna be like a zombie Christmas movie that I wanted to do, and that's the one that I was gonna shoot during a pandemic that I didn't get to. So I might go back to that one and you know kind of go back to the script and see if I can shoot that one. But yeah, just you know, just gonna keep it moving, bro.
I like that. Like, well, if you need an actor, you know, let me know. I'll come by, bro. I'm bro.
I
Turn.
got you, bro. I appreciate it.
You know, I'll bring some tamales. You know, if you want. You know what I'm saying?
That's what's up. Yeah, say less.
Oh man, and brother, one of my last questions before we wrap it up: what advice can you give to young people that want to pursue film?
I would just say, just go for it. Like, there's always an excuse. I think the biggest thing is just like putting words to action. You know, because that's kind of what I'm trying to figure out. You know, I'm still trying to get to a place where I want to be at. So you just got to keep like, I guess it's just consistency, man. Of just like go for it. Just like write the script, figure out your actors, figure out like there's always something that's gonna come up, but you just got to do it. You just gotta, you know, um just go for it, I guess. That's what I would say.
I like that. I like that. And what about? And here's another one I just thought of real quick: is have you ever been? Because you know, being a director, you have a lot of responsibility. You have a big crew. How are you able to? Um, what helps you, or what's your way of, I guess, organizing a whole team? Is there like something that you do or that you read to help you get in that mode, or is it like maybe meditation, or what is it that help you, um you know, because it could be stressful, especially when people goof off. You're like, hey, you gotta get back, you know. Yeah, yeah, no my you know what I'm saying?
No, yeah. I think the biggest thing is just being organized. Like, a lot of it is like if you don't do pre-production, which pre-production is kind of like getting all your, you know, all your stuff in place. So get your actors, get your producers, your anyone that's gonna help you with the production, and just finding people that are actually interested in doing it. You know what I mean? Because if someone's there just to like goof off, like you said, and they're not taking it serious, then you know that's gonna affect your work. It's gonna affect everyone around you. So just find people that actually want to be there. You know what I mean? That actually want to work on your stuff, and then just be organized. Have everything that you need there. And you're always gonna mess up. You're always gonna forget things. I forget something every time I shoot. Um, Always forget like a prop or something, and I'm like kicking myself. It's gonna happen. You know what I mean? But try to be as organized as you can, and then just finding the right people.
I like that. I like that, brother. I appreciate it.
Yeah.
Now,
And I think like stress, I know you said, sorry, one more thing. It was just like stress is part of like the fun, you know? Like you want to be like a little stressed, like because it's also like trying to figure things out, you know what I mean? Like something might not work, but I think for me that's part of the fun too. Yeah.
okay, all right, all right. I mean, I didn't know you were a gangster, dang, you know what I'm saying? Oh man, that's what's up, brother. Well, I'm really happy you're here, man, and it was an honor to have you, and you know, to
Thank
learn,
you.
you know, learn about you, brother. And I think it's good. I think this is something we needed, and I'm so happy you were able to hop on. You know, I needed that. You know what I'm saying? I haven't found a lot of Guatemalans, so I think you're my only
Yeah, me either,
Guatemalan.
bro. Yeah, man.
Right? It's like we're like really small. We're a small population, Vegas.
Mhm.
Casi no
Yeah, I
hay.
haven't met. Yeah, yeah. Huh?
I said
That
casi no
again?
hay. Casi
No,
no
I
hay.
yeah.
Yeah.
I haven't found like many. To be honest, maybe like I think you're the only one like recently. I can't even think of another one, you know. So yeah, and you're half, bro. Like
Yeah, so yeah, that story.
I can't find a full Guatemalan.
I'm sorry, brother. We just get hungry. You know what I'm saying? Oh man. Well, brother, like I said, man, thank you for being here. Guys, this is the Outlet to Reality, the holdest podcast in Vegas and Chicago every Tuesday. Don't forget to like, share, comment, and subscribe. Ching ching. Y'all know where to find me. I'm on Instagram, YouTube, Spotify, Apple Music, the Outlet to Reality. My TikTok is at Yaakov28, and my Snapchat is Take One Pass It. And brother, where can my fans find you?
You can find me on Instagram. It's angel_film goals.